All right, welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League. I'm your host Menorkid for the last week, week 6 of the custom map tourney. We're gonna just jump right into the bans here and see what these two teams have chosen to ban. So for Bossfight, we are going to be banning Arctic today. Probably a good choice. Peacekeepers are quite good on this map. It's a close range map, very tight angles, and it's just a map that if you haven't spent a lot of time on it, can be really tough because there's so many of these like points where you have both of the teams meeting up in the middle. You got these timings to think about, so that's probably a good ban from Bossfight. And for Peacekeepers, kind of on the opposite spectrum, going on the larger side, they are banning Forgotten. A very, very long range map. There's long sight lines. It's nighttime. You got these varied objectives all over the map, and if you don't, if you haven't played it, it can be really tough to just know the map. You know, if you don't know it, you don't have any callouts for it. It can be a tough one, and just like Downfall, if you misstep, you can be dead in seconds. So something that I could definitely see Peacekeepers banning. We don't know map 1 yet, but when we do, I'll be jumping right into the action. So stick along with me here, and we will be starting up soon. Alright, welcome back guys. We still haven't quite started up, but it should be coming up anytime now. Map 1 will be Oasis, the pick from Bossfight. Nothing out of the ordinary here, something that I think a lot of us all expect from Bossfight. They are a team that does tend to favor a little bit more of the long range. They have the Sniper in Lonely Viper, who will be playing today, as well as the rest of his team, Radar Head, 35, Legil, and Scooby. And then for Peacekeepers, we got Captain Soda, Virus, Nardu, Rusher Z, and Seaquick. Should be a good matchup. I know this is a map Peacekeepers have played quite a bit, as I think we all have. This is a classic from 1.7 days. A map I think we can all like. It just has that kind of appeal where it is larger, but there is those close range engagements. There is a lot of familiarity with the map, and there's a lot of room for strategies and flanking, but as well as just those straight ins as well. There's a couple of those quick spawns that can be quite brutal. So I think every kind of team can enjoy this map. So I'm not surprised in this pick whatsoever. But I'm going to jump into the intermission one more time. But when we come back, it'll be when the bullets start flying. So stick around. All right, guys. I did promise. Oh, gosh darn it, guys. Why? It always happens. Every time. Why does it always happen this way? All right. Well, it will be starting shortly. We just have a little bit of a screw up here. Somebody messed up their kit. Night vision or something. But we'll be starting shortly. Let's just do one last flyover for the last week of the custom map tourney. We won't be doing this for much longer. Like I said, this is the last week for this tourney. We might extend it. We don't know what exact format it might be, but just in case we aren't playing these wonderful PC VR only custom maps like Oasis, at least for right now, this is the one last look you get at the glorious PC VR custom map. Look at how awesome this is. Look at this big airfield. You got these two hangars. You got all this space and all these objects everywhere. You got all these walls. You got this high ground and the radar tower. You just have all these buildings and all this complexity. It's just like so wonderful. But it's been a good run. It's been a good run, PCVR maps. But moving on to just the map now. Kind of gone over this before in the past cast, but this area right here, we have an objective right next to that concrete barrier over there. And the downpour building, aptly named. I wonder why it's named that, huh? You also got an objective in this kind of circle building here. Kind of a spicy one. Haven't seen that one in a while. As well as this objective over here in the corner. But anyways, I'm going to just jump into round one. Yet again, we got the quick spawn. This is quite the spicy spawn here. The defenders can try and catch them on the cross, but if they don't get them, when they do get that cross, it can be really deadly as they can get into this L building. They can contest it. And here we go. Radar Head immediately taking cover and then crossing the road here. Nobody trying to stop him. See Quick and Radar Head should get into contact any moment now. They are so close to each other, and Seaquick does catch Radar Head out. Meanwhile, we got kind of a large spread here. Wow, I mean, we got Peacekeepers just spreading out all over the map. In fact, one just going all the way north to get into the radar tower, get that high ground, and use that to their advantage. This should be pretty deadly for Legel if he doesn't cross soon, because Nardu should have a great angle on him on that cross across the road here. Meanwhile, the rest of Bossfight is just kind of all over the place. Everyone's just kind of going their own way. Legel gets shot as well from Rusher Z. Really long, tight angle here. Is he in the building? Not quite sure there. Meanwhile, looks like 35 is making his cross here, trying to stay quiet just in case there is somebody on the other side of this city block. Fortunately for him, there is not, so he should be able to continue this push, and he's actually in a great angle to kind of sneak in towards objective, get a few kills, and put a lot of pressure on that south flank. Let's look and see what everyone else is doing. This map is so large, it's actually hard to see their icons on the minimap. This player to the north, I think it's probably Scooby. Yeah, Scooby is going to have a lot to contend with when he does decide to push up, but he's actually using the drone, it looks like. Yeah, he's using the drone. They switched tablets in order to use that drone. He's going to get some information. This is kind of honestly, a boss fight special. Not many teams do use that, the air drone. But they do use it, and they do use it to good effect. So it is possible to get great use. And look, we've actually found it, and it looks like it's ran out of battery or been shot. But he's probably gained a lot of good information, at the very least, on the shooter as well. The shooter who shot the drone itself. Looks like, oops, the rest of the team here is just slowly pushing up.
Where to?
These L buildings right here, that's what I like to call them. There's 3 stories on them. They're quite dangerous. They're quite a focal point for any objective. There's usually at least 1, usually 2 that are going to be highly relevant for any objective. And you can see here the reverence that Bossfight is putting on them. He is looking up here. He's trying to clear it. It's so dangerous. He could be anywhere on the 2nd or the 3rd story here and have a great angle on him when he pushes up into the open. So he has a lot to contend with, and no allies nearby in order to help, other than Viper, who is sniping from the downpour building all the way on the east side. And if you look at the map here, I believe it was Legel. No, 35 doing this far west flank here, opting to not go through the city blocks, but instead push through these cargo container area in order to come up behind in maybe an unexpected angle. Meanwhile, Scooby just kind of trying to worry about that L building again. He's just so worried about pushing across there and possibly exposing himself. He's got like a million directions to look at here, and that's his kind of the weakness of Oasis. Is once you start losing people, you can't work together, and pushing up on Oasis, trying to cover all these angles, low and high, cross, you know, every like street crossing is just so dangerous, especially without a team. So it can be really difficult for any push to happen. And you can already see here, there's 2 minutes left on the clock. They got a lot to do here in a short period of time. 35 catches Rusher Z in the back. This back flank, it did work out in his favor. Now the enemy team is aware of his position. We can see utility being used here, and the Captain Soda and Virus kind of orientating to the threat. And 35, even though he got this great pick opening this side up, he still has a lot to contend with here. I mean, just even pushing across the street here can be so difficult because of these little cracks that can be seen through. You can actually see Virus, in fact, looking through one right now. I mean, are you going to catch this? Are you going to see this before he sees you? I highly doubt it. Let's see, where did 35 go? Looks like he's trying to wait and see if they're going to push out and try and catch him in the open. But, you know, they don't have to. They can just hold still. Nardu taking some shots across at Scooby, who has made it across into the city block just south of the objective here, opting to go through the path that 35 did open up. We can see this gunfight long range. There was some bullets exchanged, a few hits taken from Scooby at the very least, but the suppression is on. 35 is pushing on towards objective here. Utility is being thrown, but Virus on the backside does take him out, and he is... There's now 30 seconds left. Scooby-Doo is taken out through this crack here by the Virus. And it's just up to Lovely Viper today, also known as Lonely Viper, trying to trip me up. Darn it, Viper. He's got 10 seconds here. Taking some shots at Nardu, crashing on an objective with so few time left here. Looks like it is going to be a round on timer. So, first round is over. Peacekeepers able to take it. This is a map that, kind of like Downfall, is quite, I think, a little bit more on the Volk sided, words, is more on the Volk side of things. A good defense can be really hard to penetrate for Marsoc, but we should see a possible comeback from Bossfight here. There's definitely a lot of this high ground that they do favor taking, so we should see a great next round too. Yeah, you know, if it's kind of tough depending on your spawn, it can be really hard to stop them from pushing up into these really advantageous positions. I think Peacekeepers was doing a really good job here. For example, Nardu, he could have gone on the roof here, would have got a much better sightline and the ability to rotate to watch different angles much more effectively, but he would have been highly exposed to Viper sniping from the downpour building right up there. So I think they made a conscientious choice to instead watch from this window here And then by doing so, he was very much safe and was able to watch his main cross, which was this street here. Looks like we're about to get started here on round number 2. Here we go. Watching this defense, they're just spreading out a lot, but they're already going to be coming into contact any moment now. Legel is just so close to the enemy. Virus is just on the other side of this wall. Legel should be able to hear this movement. Thrown C4 over the wall. Virus is down, but actually in a spot that's going to be pretty hard for Legel to confirm. His team should be able to possibly cover him and force this revive to be a trade here. Ooh, nice tiny push there by Legel, able to take him out and immediately get back into cover, forcing that to be just a 1-0 no trade. Pretty similar defense to the Peacekeepers defense. We got one in the L building, one in the radar tower, same window even, and the rest of the players, it's almost exactly the same. I'm not even kidding you. And this push, also very similar. Nardu going around the western flank here. Very similar. Very similar to the boss fight push where 35 came around these containers here. Got a nice little pick here. And was able to push in. Let's see how it turns out. But what's different here, if you see on the far eastern flank, we have 2 players who have gone really far out there, all the way to the east. They're going to go all the way to the north here, go through the airfield, it looks like, maybe try to contest that radar mast building here in Lonely Viper. But it kind of looks like Viper might already be onto them. Radar is rotating to support Viper. And if you get caught out kind of in this no man's land, it's going to be really tough for you. And I'm almost certain that Viper did call out that rotation, which is why Radar did push up to assist there.
I hit one, he's still alive.
And in fact, there's 3 eyes on target. We got Scooby here, who's forcing them to stay inside this building, which is really far off the objective. These 2 players are not relevant to this current objective at all.
I got the other one pinned.
They just have to keep him there. Ooh, see Quick here. Able to pop out, though. Use the distraction from Soda. You know, really focus on that kind of tunnel vision that you get when you have eyes on a player who continues to peek. See Quick using that split second in order to get the advantage there. Viper taking shots at C Quick, but then again, Soda comes around and just supports him. That is a good fire team right there. Meanwhile, Nardu gets a pick very, very close to objective. He is pushing in, but again, Legel able to come around the corner and take him out. Rusher was just a little bit behind here, probably going to continue this push, but it's going to be tough being all alone here. And we're going to have to see if he's going to try and go for the objective all by his lone side or wait for the northern push to come in. Looks like he did decide it was time to go, but Radar able to come around and catch him before he could push across the street there. Now we're down to a 2v2. Radar keeping very close on objective. Concerned about this possible smoke for a very sneaky smoke cap here. See Quick opting to go again on that west side, get a nice envelopment going. Captain Soda taking the high ground, trying to catch any of these defending players rotating. Something that you'll often see when there's only a few defenders left is a lot more rotations, as there's a lot of angles that you're going to have to watch that you're not able to cover all by your 1 or 2 possible defenders left. They could be coming from different angles and get a sneaky cap on you, and that's the last thing you want when you're defending the objective. It's don't get capped on. It's the most important thing. Captain Soda able to catch Legel there again as he's doing those rotations. And just getting some confirmed shots in here. Now it's just up to Radar who has to keep his head down, but he also has to cover the objective. And with that kill secured, this is going to be a much easier attack for the attackers here. You can see Quick not so concerned about a flank here, especially if they have a good kill count. I wouldn't be surprised if they were missing 1 kill or so as well, so they could think that there's possibly 1 more defender. But Radar Head has a lot to contend with here. And we can just see Quick here. He's moving slow enough that he shouldn't be making any noise with his movement. And he jumps down into a crouch here. And let's see what happens here. Radar Head looks to be aware of this push here, or at least kind of aware that this might be happening. He's going around to check. See Quick hears that movement, though. Comes around the corner, catches Radar Head in the back. And that's what it's like to defend an objective all by yourself, folks. It's tough. It's tough. You got to be looking around. You got to be sprinting around the objective. You have to catch every single angle. And look, I mean, when you're the last person up, the last defender on the objective there, especially on one that has kind of those hidden cap angles, your job isn't really to win the round at that point. It's to not lose the round. Not lose those 2 points to a cap. So, you know, if you kill them all, if you kill them all, that's good. That's clutch. But if you get capped on, it's your fault, man. You died. You should have just died. But no, they did he did the right thing there. Just kind of lucky that he didn't look down towards Quick at the right moment there. But even if he did, he would have had Soda to deal with there. Good push from Peacekeepers there. I was really surprised because Peacekeepers had them on the ropes in the airfield there, but there was that quick shooting and kind of fire team teamwork that we saw between Quick and Soda. I think it was Quick and Soda. Yeah, Quick and Soda was just beautiful. One player took the fire, was being suppressed, was supporting the other, allowing I think at first it was C-Quick to get that pick on a Scooby, and then in the reverse, Soda was taking fire, or Quick was taking fire, and Soda was able to cover him, while the other player was distracted shooting at the first. So really good play from Peacekeepers on that northern flank, and I think that was absolutely key to that defense. Let's jump into round 3 here. Actually moving quite quick for Oasis. Only 1 timeout so far. Let's see how this objective plays out. This is actually one I haven't played too often. Kind of funny, there's quite a few objectives on this map, and it always just seems to be the city block objectives back to back to back. But instead we're getting some of these more unique objectives for these the next ones, which I'm really excited to see. Scooby taking shots down the road here, very far shots towards Nardu, not able to catch him, but able to suppress him and allow that movement forward. Continuing to push up here for the rest of the team. We got kind of a nice line starting to form here. One player watching that northern road, one going all the way to the airfield trying to push across. Gonna have to worry about those long shots from the defenders, but if he's able to get across, it'll be an excellent attack angle. Meanwhile, Scooby continues his aggressive push in the south region here, followed up by Radar Head, who able to shoot over the shoulder of Nardu, or over the shoulder of Scooby, taking out Nardu, which would have been a very effective flank if he was able to get in behind them. This is good teamwork here from Bossfight. They're now able to continue pushing. Rusher should have seen Scooby for a split second here. Now he's trying to peek around this angle. Scooby taking fire, trying to return it. Now he's got good cover, and Rusher instead is going to opt to go into the crack. Scooby trying to shoot him through that same crack, but not able to quite get him, and that's just the power of the crack, folks. Radar trying to get that refrag, but instead Rusher's opting to move out and away from that engagement. Legel able to shoot Virus here into this kind of city block area. Looks like he shot him from the L building here, the power of the L building. He takes out the opposition on the opposite side, doing any kind of rotations, and then able to push up and continue his assault. Meanwhile, on the far north here, we still have the north team, kind of similar to last round, just continuing their push. I don't think anyone spotted them yet, though, and I think Viper is in that push. He is. So those long range shots across here on a player like Soda should be pretty effective. But now they've been spotted. Captain Soda quickly rushing to get into cover, knowing that he's in the disadvantage here, instead opting to let them come across this empty no man's land. There's like nothing you can do. Now he's going to be able to use these cracks. He can just run up and down along this wall and look through these cracks and try and catch them, or let them just sit there and stew. And if they do that, you know, it's going to be really tough on time. So there's this kind of trade-off for Marsoc where they have to make this choice. Are they going to continue pushing, you know, risk their lives, or are they going to try and wait for a pick that might never happen? And when the timer runs out, Volk wins. Meanwhile, everyone seems to be quite focused on that northern assault, but Radar Head on the south here should be able to get in and close to the objective without being spotted. Seaquick is kind of running around, doing a defensive kind of patrol around the objective, but that's about the only defense in the south side of this objective that Radar Head should run into. Meanwhile, we also have Legel slowly pushing up here on the east. The north team not really willing to commit to that no man lands push across. Super dangerous here. Soda is, you know, doing some kind of risky peeks here. There is some opportunities for a pick and move. But it'll be tough, as they will have to expose themselves as well to catch those larger peaks. Radar Head or Legel could come into contact at any point here. Only 3 defenders left on the 4 attackers. Captain Soda able to pick Lonely Viper. Look at that. He's just in the middle of nowhere. Once he takes fire, there's nothing you can do. You're just going to start taking fire. Legel pushing up quick, and Soda coming around the corner at the same time. Target-rich environment, folks. There's just not much he was able to do there. Good push from Peacekeepers, able to work together against the common threat. You just kind of get this awareness of where people probably are going to come from. Like, you know, like, hey, it's been 30 seconds. I haven't seen anybody on this flank. I know that there's kind of a weakness built into the map design. For example, right here on the east where 35 is coming in, where attackers often will come in. And so you come and check it to make sure. And lo and behold, we had Legel trying to sneak in here. 35 trying to take some shots across here. Not... I assume it was Seaquick he was shooting at, not able to quite get him. Radar Head has been able to get up and in close here, which could be very effective, as no one really knows his position. He's been keeping quiet. He is now focused on Seaquick here, and Soda's got this tight angle on the outside here, catches him. He's just so focused on Quick that they were able to just get that shot on the side without any worry. 35 though on the refrag, and he is close to objective, but Rusher and Quick have a great angle on it, but Rusher catches him as he was trying to get Quick there. That's the thing, you get that target fixation. You know someone's there. You hear those footsteps. You hear that gunfire. You know that they're right there. You just want to rush around the corner and get them. But that's the hard part. When you have those supporting lines, you have those players able to support their other defenders, you know, catch those really aggressive rotations where they have to go in the open, go around a container, go around a wall or something. That's, you know, a really tough thing. And that's what makes this game great, is that it's more of a team game, less of a 1v1 skill game, you know, like Call of Duty or something. And that's what I really like about these maps. You know, we got like Oasis, for example, where there's these opportunities for different attack angles, and every round for most objectives is going to be different. There's going to be variations. There's going to be completely different attack patterns. There's so much available to an attacker and a defender that it's just so exciting. I mean, there's like these great angles that they could take. For example, on this objective here, they could push to the middle north of the map here, which is that radar mass building. This one right here. They could push there and have excellent high ground, you know, catch any rotations from Marsoc going into the airfield. They could catch players across on these roads. They could kind of get on the roof and shoot back kind of towards objective if they made it past them on this kind of north road or something like that. But then they're really far off objective. And if their whole team dies in a fast push-in blitz from Marsoc, they're going to be, off objective, and they're going to get capped on. So that's what's exciting about this map for me. Something that you just can't really see in a medium-sized map, even, especially not the smaller maps. But, all the maps do have their place in Onward, except a few. But it's good. It's good. First shots already ringing out here. Virus taking some shots at the players. And here, this is what I'm talking about. The defense is pushing up very aggressively. Radar head and Virus should come into contact any moment now. Radar possibly heard that movement, rushing out in there. Nice trade from both of these players. Soda's going to come in here and make sure that this frag did happen. But one player down on both sides. Let's see. Looks like we're going to be focusing mostly on the south here. This northern attack from Soda could be very dangerous for him if Legel able to catch him, maybe when he pushes in closer. He's kind of in a tight defense spot, sitting in this kind of warehouse building here, letting them come to him instead of kind of peeking his head out where the attackers might be waiting for a pick, which often this more conservative tight defense, looking at the catching them in the open, not letting them use these cracks to their advantage, can be very effective. And we actually see a sneaky little C4 on the wall there. Looks really exposed to us here, but if you look at it more from like this angle, you won't possibly see it, because you kind of have this little like pillar that kind of blocks it for the attackers. So that could come into effect if he hears anybody over there. One click, boom, could down a player, give him the advantage that he was looking for. Meanwhile, we got a push kind of focusing on the south here. A great angle to attack from, as you have a lot of cover pushing in, and you can kind of see the defense knowing that that's the case. Two players in Scooby and 35 kind of focusing on this defense. 30 watching the road, Scooby watching more of this forward in push. But the one thing is, though, they don't really have anybody watching this angle here. Thankfully, it looks like 35 is rotating to cover this, kind of rotating back and forth. Nardu, though, able to catch him out. Nardu only down, though, and should be able to get a revive if Scooby doesn't rotate onto him. Where's this last player? Oh. Hiding in the smoke. Rusher, not quite sure if he should push up to get that revive. Could be a trap. Low Viper and Scooby both kind of focus on this angle. But in the meantime, Seaquick is sneaking up on objective here. Legel is in a great spot to catch him, though, if Seaquick continues to peek around this corner. Soda and Seaquick often working together here. We'll see if Seaquick will wait for Captain Soda to get the attention of Legel, or at least, get him to face the other direction here. And you can kind of see that that's what's happening. They heard Soda moving, and now Legel is reacting. The revive comes off as well. In the meantime, Seaquick able to push up here, and that's the power there. Legel is so focused on the other side that Seaquick is able to sneak past his line, and Legel now coming back, but it's too late. Quick has already made it past. Thankfully for him, he does have a second chance. There is a second cross that Quick will have to make. Scooby catches Nardu. Second time is the charm here. Rusher trying to get that refrag. Scooby repositioning, using these containers to just kind of do a run around the rosy here. Flash does go off. Rusher, you can see he is flash here. He's just trying to find cover in the, while he's flash. He can't see anything. He's just going off his spatial memory, which he did a good job there, getting out of the view of Scooby. And now there's definitely an opportunity here for either side to come out on top there. And another trade. That's something you're going to see a lot from these professional higher teams on the ladder. These trades do happen. Viper able to catch Seaquick with that SKS. very, very important as he was very close to objective. And in fact, we got a lot of smoke all over the objective. Bossfight takes round number 4. That honestly could have gone either way. We had a beautiful attack pattern from Peacekeepers. That one pick in the north, I think, pretty critical for Bossfight, is that did weaken that north push, which is where the weakness lied in the Bossfight defense. And look, there's always going to be weakness in your defense at some point, unless you're so close to objective that you're all exposed on the point and letting them take the entire map. If you spread out, you only have 5 players, there's so much to defend, you're gonna have a weak side. And the north for this objective was the weak point. There was only 2 players basically there most of the time after that trade, and they got close to objective. Sequik was very close to objective. We saw those smokes all over the objective. We saw Sequik and Soda pushing up on it, getting Legel to have to watch behind him and in front of him, and which in doing so we did see that push across, which could have been a cap, but the tight defense, the Lonely Viper, for example, he was kind of patrolling around the objective, able to catch Sequik before he was able to push in there and get that cap, which is critical. If you let them get onto objective, these players can cap so quick, but you can't do that. You gotta take them out before they do that, and that's what Viper did. Probably the pivotal point of that round. Moving on, though, we got kind of this southwest objective. Jump right in here. Obligatory pistol shooting into the air for the defense. It's good luck charm, guys. This one's a kind of an interesting objective here. Not very much space to get that kind of cap. You only kind of have cover on these boxes from one small angle, but if you get in close, it's tough. I don't think you can cap on the wall here, but you might. Nardu, though, pushing up very, very aggressively here on the south road. The attackers possibly aren't going to expect this, and he's going to be able to get this angle by using this ramp. Maybe catch Scooby if he looks in. Ooh, he sees him, but instead Scooby opts to go to the 3rd story, and he's not going to be visible to Nardu unless he wants to look over to where Nardu is. And why would he? Why would he? So that's going to be tough for Nardu, but he does catch 35 as he tries to push into the same building Scooby-Doo does. You can see that kind of rotation. Now he's trying to get that repick, and he does. He downs Nardu, but being down behind this wall is going to be tough for that refrag. Ooh. Grenade, trying to reach out where he couldn't with his gun. Often a great use for that frag, as Nardu would have been able to give great information for his team. Looks like we also have one player pushing south here. Should be able to push quite aggressively now that Nardu is down. And then we got a northern push as well from Legel and Radar Head. Often you can kind of see Radar Head again using that high ground to kind of get a surveil the land, see where the defenders could be, and by knowing where they are not, he can kind of guess where they are. Not 100% or anything, as like I said, this is a complex map with a lot of different angles you can take for the defenders. But any kind of information does help. And they now have kind of this minefield of the shipping containers to deal with, as the defenders could be in any of these tiny little cracks here, kind of just waiting for a player to push across looking the wrong way and catch them out. They're probably going to be there a while because no defenders are there. They're just going to be looking for ghosts, as it looks like we have most of the defense kind of setting up a perimeter on the objective compound area. Nobody pushing out after we saw Nardu get taken out. He did get a kill, though, create some confusion for the attackers, as they are now concerned for those kind of aggressive flankers. Something that we have seen Peacekeepers do is try to just throw the normal ball game out the window. They're just going to try and do different wild things. You're going to see the 5-man or 4-man pushes. You're going to see that aggressive defense, even with the 3 points up. Most teams, when they have that 3-point lead, are going to button down. They're going to take every advantage they can and just try and win off attrition. You know, if you stay and use these tight angles, the defense has the upper hand on these trades, usually. And by doing so, they can try and eke out a more controlled and safe win. But Peacekeepers, knowing about this mentality, able to, you know, switch things up, do something unexpected, and sometimes the unexpected can really wreck other teams here. See quick here, so close to having a tight angle on the radar. Neither player able to quite reach one another. Flash comes out from rushers onto Legel. Possibly got him. See quick giving nice rotation here. Looks like he's going to be throwing a frag open over the wall here. Just kidding. Just holding his gun.
One might be cargo containers. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, he just called out Legel there on this side. Rusher going to be able to use that information to his advantage. Captain Soda dutifully staying on objective, making sure nobody sneaks up onto it, like a sneaky Scooby-Doo here. Good communication from Peacekeepers here. You can definitely hear everybody calling out, giving everyone updated information, so everyone is aware of what's happening. Shots ring out from Radar Head. He does have that SA-80, which gives him a 100-round drum, which should allow him to get the kind of suppression that he needs to get up and around. Flash comes out from Rusher Z, expecting kind of a strong push, but Bossfight isn't going to take it. They're going for more of the kind of safe approach here. Virus able to catch Viper, Rusher catching Radar. Now it's just up to Legel and Scooby-Doo, who's got a lot to deal with here. No matter what you do here, you're exposed on some angle. Scooby-Doo is going to have to worry about Captain Soda on his flank, but it looks like he's more concerned right now about Virus, who did take out his support there. Going to be tough. Legel, though, running into objective. He's taking fire from all sides, opting to go for Rusher Z, who did take shots at him. Not quite able to get him. Soda checking around the corner here. Legel coming around the corner. He should... why did you not do it? Oh, he's not able to confirm Soda. But Scooby-Doo coming around the corner here. Catches. Rusher catches quick. He's now confirmed the kill, and he's going on the objective. He's on objective. He's capping. There is nobody nearby. They're not going to be able to stop this cap. And Bossfight take this round. 2 points on Peacekeepers, evening this up to a 3-3, folks. Wow. Holy crap. Don't curse. That was amazing. That refrag, that pick from Scooby, he knew he had to push into the objective. He had to put the he had to bring the hurt there, and he did. By catching that, he quickly caught oops, let's not press that button. Let's see if we can watch that again there. Bam, catches rushers, catches quick, finishes off Soda, no information giving out, gets that cap in there. Disciplined. He does not let the timer hold him back. He does not let the possible last player. He knows he has to get that cap, and he does. That is just such a clutch play right there. Legel, I think it was Legel there at first. He cleared the way, giving him Scooby that opportunity to push in and get that cap, and that's amazing. That's the power of the uplink and why we're all so concerned about it. For anybody who's new, this objective is the focal point of Onward. Being able to cap it gives you 2 points. If you take out the entire enemy team, you get 1 point. So when you get capped on, it is such a huge swing, as now Peacekeepers going into an attack round. Again, attacking is always going to be more difficult than defending in 95% of cases. Is going to be super tough. This went from, you know, a lockdown style win to now a 3-3 nail biter. That's what we love to see. That's that's what I love to see. Man, I don't. You guys haven't seen it. You guys have not seen it yet. I wish you guys did, so I could see his chat in this kind of downtime. Oh man, Theta missing out on this hot action. Look, folks, this is kind of the thing with these hot themes. It might have looked like Peacekeepers was dominating, but it just took one good attack from Bossfight to show that they have everything it needs to challenge Peacekeepers. They know what they're doing. They just needed a little time to get warmed up, get that cap action in, and that's the first cap of the day. Hopefully not the last. This is honestly a hard objective to cap on as well. So we'll see if Peacekeepers can clap back, maybe a cap of their own, bring it to a 5-3, which would win the round as you win it at 4. But a lot on their plate for this defense. Kind of see this wide defense. Everybody kind of going different ways. Pretty similar 3 players in the Southwest. Kind of compound, 1 player pushing up, trying to maybe catch their spawn out. And Scooby-Doo, kind of the information getter for Bossfight a lot of the times here. And he will run into Nardu and Rusher at any point here, trying to take this L building. Able to catch Nardu there. Rusher able to get that refrag though. Very critical for Rusher to get that. If Scooby was able to take this L building, it would have been very, very tough for the defenders, or for the attackers to come out ahead here, as he would have had a great angle and been a thorn in their side. A player behind your lines is always relevant, as they're able to push behind you and just flank you if you are not going into their sight lines. Virus, though, wasting no time. He's just 1 street across from objective. So close, but so far away. Soda, meanwhile, just kind of checking this backside, making sure nobody is coming up for an additional flank. Quick, also very close to objective. This is kind of dicey for the defense here. Nobody is actually watching objective. And you look at this kind of defensive line. Viper's the closest. 35 is kind of close. I guess they kind of know that you probably can't cap, behind cover. Thinking maybe behind this box he could possibly do it. First smoke comes out on the street there, just trying to get maybe the attention of 35, get them looking at Virus, so Quick can rush in and get that quick cap. Get it okay, I'll stop, my bad. Shots ring out from Virus again. I think they're just trying to get the attention on this kind of Eastern attack, giving Quick that opportunity. He's just laying in waiting for all the attention to happen, those rotations to begin. Legel able to catch Soda. Only down, though. Rusher and Radar Head able to get that cross. 35 watching this angle. The res happens. Legel able to confirm his kill onto Soda. Virus trying to get that refrag, not quite able to do it. First smoke comes out from Quick here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a second. And there we go. Legel trying to watch this cross here. Shots are ringing out. Both of these players kind of caught in here. Virus using the volume of fire in order to get that push up. Quick has made it across, though. He is dangerously close to objective, and Viper's going to have to defend it. Frag goes out onto objective, or Flash. See Quick holding tight, though. But if Viper goes down, this is going to be tough for the defense. You need Virus able to take out Quick. And 35 and Quick able to take out Viper. The objective is now open except for Legel, who's a nice tight defense to get back on objective. This is now down to a 1v1. Whoever wins this will win this map for their team. So not a lot of pressure, I don't think, right, guys? Oh, and Virus able to pull it out, giving Peacekeepers the win on this map. That was a close fight. Either team could have won that one. It just all depended on who saw one another first. When it comes down to these 1v1s on these tight objectives, it often comes down to whoever comes around the corner at the right time, looking the right way to come out ahead and And those kind of 1v1 situations, if you have a player that's good at them, I kind of want to favor Marsoc. They're able to use whatever amount of time left on the clock. If they did a nice tempo attack, they'll have a couple minutes in order to just probe around and try and catch the defenders on those far rotations. But wow, that was some crazy stuff. I really loved seeing the kind of comeback, or the comeback, I should say, from Bossfight. They were down 2 points, 1-3, and they brought it to a 3-4. Very commendable. And it could have gone either way. So we'll see what we get from map 2, which should be Peacekeepers' pick here. Let's see. Let me grab this stuff here. If anyone's wondering, I don't think you should be wondering anymore, because it's going to be Shipyard. A very, very popular pick, something I'm not surprised seeing picked. It's a map that we've seen played like 30 plus times, something between both the Quest VR tournament, which is separate from the PC VR tournament. But because these maps are crossplay, we are able to see them in both sides, at least for the PC side, able to play the Quest maps, as they do offer crossplay. Shipyard is a linear map. Let me just bring this gameplay window up here. It is a very linear map. As you can see here, we got tight, kind of well-defined lanes. On the north, you have kind of the shipyard, or whatever, cargo ship building with all these containers. Not easy to get to, though, honestly. If you see right here, this kind of angle right as you're coming up this ramp, people will catch you right here from the opposite ramps, and defense almost always is able to get there before the offense can. So pushing up here can be very, very dangerous, and there's just nothing but luck or maybe counter pre-fire that you can do to stop it. It's just, they will see you, they will attempt to shoot you. You also have kind of this upper ground, mostly in the middle, but you do have one upper in kind of the northeast here on the ship. You can kind of see that little raised container, 3 boxes, and some shadows just to the left of the kind of the red main mast of the ship itself. You also have these center buildings here, a little bit of high ground, a little bit of cover, and a box or like a skylight in order to shoot down into defenders who are holding on the ground floor. On these maps, especially kind of these smaller ones, I would consider this a small map, or maybe a small medium if we're going to get granular. The high ground dominates the map. There's just so many opportunities for attackers and defenders to take that high ground in order to combat, try and catch people out in the open who are on the ground level, that it can be really tough, especially for the attackers. But at least for them, there is a lot of opportunities for them as well to take that high ground and trying to catch any player. So, for example, if a player is up here, they're able to look across onto the opposite building. Both have, actually the exact same cover opportunities as the other in these boxes and these kind of ventilation boxes. And so you kind of have this battle that's separated from everything else. The ground push happening at the same time. They're just battling it out, duking it for that high ground. Whoever wins that fight, able to push up just a tad here, kind of peek around these corners, try and catch players that aren't ready for those vertical engagements that you're going to see at a maps like this. So for this middle building, it's actually quite interesting. And it always, I'm telling you, it's always this objective. It's always this objective. Also looks like we got some rotations here. We got Fume rotating in for Peacekeepers, and we got UC Death rotating in as well on boss fights. So we're going to have a little bit different playstyles matching it up in this combat, which looks like it's starting. This objective is just brutal. This is an objective that I think is so favored for the defense that I'll be very, very surprised if Peacekeepers able to bring it back. But Peacekeepers kind of masters of that kind of unconventional warfare. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they somehow made it work. Virus already taking fire into the center building there. The crosses are happening. Scooby firing across, taking cover though. Fume able to get it up and close with 35. He's got smokes on the door. Scooby downing Nardu with a grenade and then getting that confirm. C-Quick watching for him, but Fume is just so close. They're just back to back, and if he actually puts his back in the wall, 35 could shoot him. But Fume pulling off the wall there. Let's see, anything happening on the boat here? Radar has got this kind of tight angle popularized by Raptors, but it's not a stretch to realize just how powerful it is. And Radar Head, if he looks down, should be able to catch Fume. I think he's got an angle. Oh, maybe not. Fume peeking through this door here, about to come in here, and the trade happens. 35 though should be able to be revived, and being in this building gives Scooby that opportunity for the push in, but it gave Quick that opportunity to look in. Soda catching Viper on the roof. Everybody's dying. It is a bloodbath in here. Radar Head caught out on the ship here, which is going to be pivotal, allowing Virus and Soda to continue this push. Virus up on the roof. He's going to look down. He's going to catch any players that are exposed up on this rooftop. You know, depending on where he goes, he could catch Scooby. He could catch 35 here. And he's just in a wonderful place to just drop down and get the cap. And we see that here as Scooby-Doo caught, not expecting anybody to be on the vertical. 35 now knowing that he's just right above his head, and he's going to have to watch all these outside doors. He's going to have to watch all the roof and not get caught out from a shot here. I mean, there's nowhere you can go that you're not exposed. 35 is in a tough position, and he can't just leave the objective. He can't, because the cap will happen. Virus will be able to take it. Flash comes out onto objective, and Virus takes that round. As once you get that high ground, it's tough to really come back from that when the attackers have it, especially on this objective. The east objective is fairly similar in that respect. Those skylights are just brutal for anybody to deal with. But more importantly, honestly, than that interaction right there, was that attack from Peacekeepers was able to push across that boss fight defense. I think we had Scooby right here, and it was just unfortunate for him as I think he pulled back maybe to get a call out off in cover, and in that moment somebody crossed the, I think it was Fume, crossed in the open down the middle lane there, giving that big fight happening in the objective building. And I think I've talked about this before. You cannot sit back on this objective as an attacker. You cannot try and wait for those picks. You will just give the defense that time to solidify their defense. So maybe Peacekeepers kind of develop, or figuring out, you know, smelling the meta, or whatever, however you want to say it. Don't make fun of me. And knowing that, you know, you could go up on the roof and try and duke it out, but really you just need to get across that no man's land before they can catch you, before Radar Head gets up on the boat there and looks back on objective, before Scooby-Doo is able to really hold down this defensive line in a really tight angle. They used a distraction player in this doorway, getting this kind of opening for the rest of the team to push across. And that was beautiful to see. And we are starting. Smoke's already being thrown out from the defense. Radar Head picked out by C-Quick right off the bat here. Viper pushing up Scooby-Doo. as well. There used to be these gaps under these little cracks, and that was so brutal. And you can kind of see him looking under the truck there. Quick able to catch 35 there. This side push is locked down. Fume able to get up on the high ground of the boat. See Quick, in fact, getting very aggressive, able to take out Scooby-Doo before getting shot by UC Death. Nardu also feeling that aggressive air pushing up, giving them that opportunity. This entire flank is now open. The Virus is basically the only one able to watch this. And it is a 3v2, but it's still very competitive here. Fume actually is in a great spot to catch any rotations as well. And there's really not a great counter to this. This is where I'd like to see some grenades. I mean, you know they're going to be there. So throw a grenade. Down them before they can even see you. I think that's really the only real defense here. And you can kind of see Viper both worried about the rooftop as well as the boat here. He's just kind of looking both ways. But with that kind of lip on the boat here at the front, it's really tough for an attacker to really catch him out. And you can kind of see Fume looking in his direction, but neither player really willing to commit and put themselves out in the open to get that kill. UC Death is caught by Virus, who's prone under the car there, that blue kind of pickup car there. Viper should be able to hear Fume here. Flash goes out, and both players are definitely aware of each other. Viper knowing this, looking like he's trying to get some just picks from players getting these rotations. Peacekeepers picking up another round. 0-2 on Shipyard. We are now onto this kind of west objective, which honestly I've played this map a few times, and I think I've played this objective like once, maybe twice. The Onward gods deciding what objectives we're going to play, and let me tell you, that objective is always the center one every single time, followed by this east building. Those are the two objectives for me that I see most often. But if I had to pick, I think this one, there's an objective here as well. I think this one's the most interesting. I don't know why. There's a lot of this kind of crazy high ground nearby. I think this is the best high ground spot in the entire game. You have the opportunity to look at a lot of the map. You have a lot of spaces to rotate and just quickly get a pick and then pull back from. Only really one way up as well, so it's, you kind of have to shoot him while he's up there and has the high ground on you. But other than that, I think this objective is sweet. It's on the ground level. You have cover from most of the high ground except for the aforementioned one, and it just, to me, is the most interesting part of the map. But we are going to be doing this far west objective here, which should be starting up any time now. Virus at that 4-0. I mean, that's something when you have 0 deaths and several relevant kills. See if anyone can put him down and end that streak. Round number 3. Bossfight is definitely not out of this, though. They're not going to give up. They're not going to let their nerves get to them. They didn't get to this point in the game by letting their nerves take them. Fume and Radar Head, or maybe Viper, going to be in contact any point now. Very large push down the center. Nobody able to catch them yet, but Scooby's in a great position to just, and UC Death, able to catch them as they run across the no man's land. Viper takes out Fume here on the boat in a close combat. The boat is now open. Soda looks like maybe he's going to try for the second attempt on Viper's life. Should be a good little combat happening eventually here. Smokes being thrown out here. This seems to be pretty common from Peacekeepers. Use that smoke to get those angles covered. Nardu able to get a pick, but also getting taken out by 35, who quickly gets a second onto Quick as well from this roof. Again, this high ground, very, very powerful. Confirm goes out. Virus will not be able to get that res off. I don't even know if he's aware here, or maybe he's going for a repick. Soda and Viper trading. Soda is revivable, but that's not going to happen, let's be real. But Radar Head gets that confirm off. And at this point, 3 boss fight left. Got nice angles here. You got 35 on the roof here. He's kind of concerned. Maybe somebody snuck past him in all that confusion. He's checking down, making sure nobody just sneaks in and gets a cap under their noses, which is probably a great play here. But once he's done that, he will be able to hold this line from the roof here, catch anybody going up onto the opposite roof, catch anybody crossing in the open. And you see Death here holding a very tight angle, very important. Always love those players that are able to hold their angles no matter what kind of exciting, juicy shooting action is happening on the opposite side of objective. Now he's going to watch for that one player that sneaks in, who moves in and gets that cap on your 5-man team. I mean, that's the kind of player that you can depend on to watch his angle no matter what happens. Radar here kind of has a lot to watch though, and I think Virus made the right choice coming onto the boat here, as he's made the most dangerous cross across those ramps, and now Radar Head is both trying to watch out and watch for any players on the boat. Kind of interestingly though, UC Death is watching the same angle here, so it would have been better, I think, if he was watching just the boat, but it's hard to know. I mean, UC Death is down there as well, and Virus might be able to get the pick that he's looking for by just shooting Radar Head back in the back and then having a wonderful position to engage UC Death from. So we're going to see how that plays out here as Virus is coming up on in close with Radar Head. The exchange of fire does happen, but Virus comes out ahead here. Radar Head able to call it exactly where he is before he goes down. This boat's gliders make it very difficult to cast coins. Virus able to pick out 35 as well. Now UC Death is the last member up, and he comes out ahead. Man. Peacekeepers takes that round. Oops. Wrong replay. My bad. I'll watch it again. Have to wait for this to finish. All right, one more time. He throws a flash there, get their attention. Maybe flash 35, although it seemed kind of far, in my opinion. There, you see Death just trying to hold that angle, but Virus has a high ground, and he also has okay, no cover at all. But he has the high ground, and the only thing that UC Death was probably able to see there was his head, giving Peacekeepers ultimately their 3rd point, and more importantly, Virus is not died. 7-0. Oh man, will he make it through the entire map without dying? Stay tuned to find out. Looks like we're going to be getting a rotation on Bossfight here. See, or maybe a drop there from UC Death. Not sure what's happening. Gonna go to a quick intermission until the combat starts right back on up, but don't leave. It'll happen soon. Promise. Welcome back, everybody, for this round 4 of the Shipyard map 2. This could be game point for Peacekeepers. If they're able to clutch this one, they will have the win for this series. Pretty interesting here. They let the ship be taken. Guillaume here just hiding under the boat, trying to get that kind of prone shot. Shots bringing out onto Nardu from radar head. What position from Nardu. I've actually never seen anyone take this, but I do kind of like it.
One on the corner of the building and in front
Scooby-Doo, though, watching for him, just coming out there. Nardu able to come out ahead on that trade there, very close. I think Scooby was probably like one bullet away. Quick, very up and impersonal with 35. Both players shooting at each other, but neither able to catch one another until now. Quick does find him. Lovely takes out Fume, though, on kind of that ramp defense spot. Radar Head and Viper going to be key to this attack. Well, I guess they're definitely going to be key as they're now the last members up. Everyone else is dead. They now have to worry about those flanks from Quick. Pretty much a signature move from him. Or if he just stays up on that center building, he's going to be highly relevant, able to shoot back towards objective and catch any players trying to rotate on in. This is going to be tough for Peacekeepers up to the 2 boss fight. Viper and Radar Head are going to have to put a lot of work in here. See, Quick there and just sneaking about, trying to catch anybody. Viper opting to run all the way back, maybe get this high ground up on top of the shipping container, and by doing that, he's actually going to be in a great position to possibly catch Quick. Meanwhile, Radar Head opting for more of a defensive strategy here, letting the defenders use this lull to try and push up onto the boat and get an excellent angle. And if they do, Radar Head, it will be waiting for them. But as of right now, Peacekeepers are not doing that. Viper catches Quick from that upper area, like I said before. A little bit quicker than I thought it would be. But he does. Giving Bossfight a even better chance at coming back here. Still 3 defenders. But they're slowly making their way here. They still have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to work with here. And if they're able to get control of the rooftop of this objective, I think they'll be actually ahead. Even with 2 on 3, once you control the high ground for this objective, you can shoot through those skylights. You can jump down onto objective. You can rotate and watch the backside. And Nardu here, I think he might, yeah, he should be able to shoot over the top though. if the shots come out from the roof there. It'd be really tough, though. I think he'd be raising his gun up, so we're going to see how that plays out. I'm really interested, as I've, again, never seen anybody take that spot. Smoke comes out from the front side here from Radar Head, trying to give Viper some opportunity and movement in order to get forward. But Viper not quite ready to take it here, nearly getting into confrontation with Nardu, but not exposing himself quite that much in order to get that peek on him. Nardu opting to push out, though. He's getting aggressive. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Radar coming to support Viper as Viper pushes off here and tries to get an angle. Nardu instead opting not actually to getting on the aggressive. He's actually getting this kind of rear look at the ship, which is a good move, and he's going to see anybody crossing into the no man's land. The only weakness is somebody coming around this corner here, but he should be able to hear that as well. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Radar opting to, looks like he's going to take the plunge. They're now watching where that smoke came from. Maybe he's going to rotate and actually use that smoke, go through kind of the northern ship area, but if he does, Nardu will be able to pick him off here. But one way or another, they're going to have to make a choice. There's not much time left. They still have to push in and defeat 3 players or get a cap, and their time is running out. Only 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Let's see. Where are you, Paris? Oh, yeah, Paris hasn't died yet. Look at him cheating, though. He's just sitting there in the back to make sure no one catches him. Speaking of catching, Viper caught by Soda on that rotation there. And now Radar Head doesn't really have too much time for too big of a rotation. And no matter what he does, he's going to have to take a player out on the cross while he's exposed. It's going to be tough. Gonna see he's pushing forward here. He's very concerned about Soda, but he's about to run. Run into the line of Nardu, and like that, Peacekeepers take map 2, take the series win. Methodical defenses, aggressive attacks. That's kind of what you have to do on this map. Good work from Peacekeepers there. I think this is kind of in the same way that some of the larger maps definitely kind of favor those teams that are very good at that long range combat. This map really is good for those teams that practice it. They practice it a lot. It's kind of has that methodical gameplay. You kind of know where people are going to come from, you know what people are going to do. And once when both teams know that, as I think we've seen here, it really can come down to the wire. And there were some of those rounds where we had both teams down to 1 player, down to 2 players, and it could have gone either way. But Peacekeeper's able to eke it out each time, so good job. Gonna jump to another intermission here. When we come back in, we'll be on map 3. See you guys soon.
Today we're talking with Monokid, lovingly known as Mono, about his map Spaceship. For those who do not know Mono, he plays as a member of Mayhem and was one of the winners of Downpour's first custom map contest. Why did you choose this setting for the map?
I wanted something unique and different for an Onward map. I love sci-fi, so I thought it would be cool to simulate a boarding action in space.
What is your favourite objective on this map?
My favorite objective for Spaceship would have to be either the bridge objective or the hangar objective. I think both offer interesting or asymmetric gameplay, which is key to fun and memorable level design. The hangar objective is just fun and competitive, and the bridge objective has unique problems that Marsoc has to deal with to succeed. This harkens back to my favorite objective in the game, Subway North Stairs.
Okay, I love Subway North Stairs. What feedback has been most useful to you?
I love any and all feedback, as long as it's constructive. You can't really hurt my feelings, I just want to know everyone's opinions. I might not act on it, or I might even act against it, but I really, really appreciate it, and listen to every comment I get. While I made this map, and to an extent it's designed around what I like, I wanted it to be fun for everyone.
And finally, most important question.
Alright, we're back. Sorry I had to interrupt myself. You can't escape the bad jokes even when I don't have a co-caster. We are now on orbital. We should immediately see some combat. Legel takes out Fume as he tries to cross over here, and now Quick is trying to deal with Virus and Quick kind of in an island unto themselves. Soda is taking out Quick though, able to get Radar head as he tried to come around the south side. Virus picking up Viper as well. This kind of southeast push from the science room completely taken out in a short period of time here. Now 3-on-3, both teams opting to defend and attack this objective. Who will come out on top? Who knows? Woo! Let's see. What's happening? We got one player going through the living room on the west side, one going down the center of the concourse, and the last player looks like he's going to try again for this eastern attack through the science room, which is the back right map here. Oh. Interesting. Sorry about that, guys. Just had a little bug with a caster interface, but we're back. Hopefully my audio was transmitting. Let's see. So this objective, the reactor room, it's quite spicy. There's 4 entrances on each side of the room, and the objective's in the middle on the center. You see Death able to catch out Quick there in the defense. Nardu now having to guard both of these back doors, and they're going to have one player watching at the top as well. Virus getting aggressive, using all that PKM ammo in order to really push across. He's having to defend against 35 as well as Legel on both sides here. 35 though able to just wait for him to rotate back into the building, catch him out. Now it's down to 1 defender left, and he's got a lot to deal with. I mean, he's now having to watch above and behind in 4 different directions, and this is what it takes, or this is what happens when you're the last defender left. Opting to get a little aggressive here. Maybe he can catch out Nardu, or catch out UC Death here in the back, but doesn't quite see him. Not able to leave objective long enough for that flank. And now you can see the panic. You can see the panic. Smoke coming out as well. He hears the smoke. He's trying to rotate on the smoke. Legel just misses him here. He's just a little bit occluded up there. Nardu trying to watch every single angle. None of the boss fight players really opting to push in, because really they don't have to. They have 3 minutes left. They can wait for Nardu to make a mistake here. In fact, 35 should be able to hear his movement right now. Would be able to call it out to his team. Nardu able to take out UC Death. That is the first step to the defense here. 2 players left to go. 35 though able to catch him from just right above. Get this up there. So for anybody who's not aware, Orbital is a large but a large map, but it's all interiors. Most of the rooms are like, they have like these tight corridors in between, and there's a lot of them, so it can be confusing for the new player. There's a lot of cover as well. This is kind of the largest room, the concourse. Kind of holds everything together. It's a focal point. There's like 5 million doors. Not even kidding. You got, what do you got? You got 3 over here. You got 2 up top here, and then 1 over here as well. You got a door there. You got a kind of entryway up to the upstairs here in the bakery. You got 2 right there, another 2 right here. It's a lot. There's a lot of doors, but it is also very exposed. So if you want to make these quick rotations through the center, you can, but you're going to expose yourself. A lot of the times it shouldn't actually be too dangerous though, depending on the objective. Defenders don't come out here too often usually. For example, like this current one in the reactor core isn't going to happen. You actually have a tram system, not an elevator. It's totally not a... Oh, I forgot that the gameplay window wasn't showing because I had to select the map. Oh well. Oh well. You got to listen to my wonderful voice and me blabber on about the map. But we have no time for that. It is now the quick spawn here. Fume coming around the corner here, catching out both 35 and Radar Head. Legend just barely able to get in cover as Seaquick comes around for that refrag. Lovely. Shoots Nardu with the SKS. Interesting choice. Flash comes around the corner. Probably caught Seaquick out here. Now you can see Seaquick just holding here. He's trying to get into cover. Now Lovely Viper able to get that confirm on the Fume. Luckily for Quick though, the flash should be over, giving him the opportunity to fight back against Quick here. But Viper holding his angle tight. He's not going to push out and risk getting shot by Quick. Meanwhile, Soda pushing on the east side. He's just going slow. He's going to clear that room, and then he's going to be able to push in and shoot from the side, maybe catch anybody who is exposed there. Quick trying to fire it through the little crack in the boxes here. Not able to get Viper. Viper not able to get him. Now Soda is coming up on the objective door here, just putting some pre-fire in. Frag comes out, or Flash comes out from the defenders here. Soda now just waiting for Legel to come around the corner, catching him out. Now Peacekeepers down to 3. Bossfight with 2. This is again becoming a tough situation for the defenders. This is definitely one where once the offense gets control of the objective, it becomes very, very hard for them to watch all the different possible angles that the defender or the attackers could be coming from. Virus just firing off some rounds, getting UC Death to look the other way as Seaquick comes in, gets a kill, down, gets a team kill. But he has no time for that. He is running up towards the objective. Lonely Viper is not on objective at all. He is not ready. Viper getting the kill, but Viper is on the point, capping, but oh, holy crap. Viper able to just barely, I bet you. Quick had just like 2 numbers left. Viper's barely able to hold that one back, but now it's just a 1v2. It definitely could happen. Picked up another weapon from Quick here. That way he doesn't have to use the SKS now. Looks like he's ready for Virus to peek this corner. Here he goes. He peeks around the corner, but just looked too far. Viper runs out of ammo on the gun, switches back to his SKS with... Is there a scope on that? Viper, you... Is there a 12 times scope on there, Viper? What are you doing? What are you doing? Captain Soda, last member up on Peacekeepers. Coming around the corner here, able to catch Lonely Viper, giving Peacekeepers a point on the board. That was an explosive round. Pretty interesting to see kind of those swings. So at first we saw Peacekeepers pop around this corner, Fume coming around hot and heavy, taking out 2 players immediately. They were both dead. There was a trade in the end, but 2 for 1 and opening up a breach in the defenses. Then we saw Quick come in and get that confirm, barely missing the last player here as he came in. And but then at the same time, we had Viper come in from the backside here. Just it took a little bit longer for that kind of longer rotation through the south side and come in here and just get that hurt on. Viper Quick was able to live, but I think it was Nardu was taken out in that exchange, and Fume, who was only downed, was confirmed. And then we saw Viper do that clutch defense. They came all the way around here, almost got that cap, and let's see what that looked like. You can see Quick here. He's on objective. Viper is so far off objective. We were almost certain he was going to get this cap here, but you know, he knew that the objective was open for a long enough period of time that a cap could happen. And that's what it takes. I mean, kind of like a lower ranked team would just continue fighting across this way that they knew that there was an enemy player there, but Viper able to know that he has to look down back onto objective. So good work from Viper there. Looks like we got drum mags being given out. They almost reset there. That's pretty funny. All right, round 3. So this is the observatory. This one's pretty interesting. Once the attackers get in close, they can cap, but it's pretty good for the defenders otherwise. They can move into the concourse here. They can kind of get their flanks on. They can do a lot. But we can already see that the aggression is happening. UC Death opting to take the tram system in order to get up and close, maybe catch any player peeking through that door thinking that they have the room to do so. Captain Soda up in the second story here, just trying to look across, catch anybody pushing across the concourse area. Those upper story areas are very, very dangerous for anybody pushing across the open. 35 though, looking to counter him coming from the bakery here on this long angle through these glass pillars. If Soda exposes himself, he's going to be in trouble. Looks like we're going to have a confrontation. Oh, they're taking the elevator here. So this elevator goes up into the hangar bay up top. Allows you to get up there quickly without exposing yourself to you're going through the concourse or exposing yourself. Virus though, tight angle watching it. 35 catching Soda like predicted through that doorway, opening up this push through the concourse if they so desire, as well as a push from the upper story into the objective room, which now only has one defender. Might have a flank happening here from Quick. You can see he's looking right where he is, and he's going to shoot him in under the ground. Oh, he doesn't quite see him. Raiderhead caught out by Viper. Viper, well, I got the call outs wrong, but people died. Bullets were shot. Lives were ruined. 35 catching Fume. UC Death at the same time, getting that confirm off. Peacekeepers down to 2. See Quick is going to have to continue quicken this flank here if he's going to be able to get back onto objective and be relevant there. 35 though, basically no chance there. Quick able to catch him out. Now he's quickly has to get back on objective, otherwise Bossfight will be able to push on there without effort. But before that could even happen, See Quick in an engagement, or at least here's UC Def firing off his gun there, who is now rotating, going off for a far flank there. Quick will have no idea where he possibly could have been. Legel, though, on the opposite side here. Quick possibly hearing some movement, having to watch all these different angles here. Legel, though, might not be aware that Quick is up here as well. So we're going to see what happens in this little engagement up on the second story of the concourse. Legel slowly peeking around the corner, catches Quick though. So many angles for him to watch, not much cover upstairs. Able to effectively take him out and open up this objective. Now it's just up to Nardu, who is dutifully been hiding behind the objective, and what I consider to be a meta spot right here, shooting over and or through kind of the gaps of these little chairs is super powerful. He has great cover, great vision, able to pull back and at least have one more angle to come from, and he can watch objective pretty effectively here. We're going to see if he's going to be able to catch Viper as he pushes up towards the objective from the hangar bay. Shots ring out. His spot has now been discovered. Legel throwing a flash, but catching it on the wall, so not going to be effective here. You see Death very close, and this is rests on a knife throw here. Nardu able to down Viper, 2 bullets able to get him down, but Viper will now be able to give out perfect callouts, and it doesn't look like Nardu will be able to get that confirm off. You see Death coming around with that pre-fire. Nardu, though, not going to have any of that, able to take him out, but Legel able to shoot him as he goes in for that confirm. Let's see. Bossfight picking up another win. Excellent attack from Bossfight. They were able to take out those far off attackers. We saw Legel go upstairs, get that pick on that player that was behind them. Very, very critical. If Quick was able to run in from the top side, that objective could have gone completely differently very, very fast, as the upper ground on all of these rooms is very powerful, just like verticality tends to be. And then when they knew where the last player was, they didn't all just rush in. They tried to eke him out. They had, what was it? Was it UC Death? No, it was 35, I think. Up on the second story, he was just waiting for Nardu to misstep, and that's what happened. Nardu, though, did very admirably, taking out 2 before he was able to go down in a 1v3, and they knew his position, which, you know, very, very difficult to do. This is an objective where that kind of play can happen, though. He was able to have a nice angle on objective for the most part. The only thing I could think of, possibly if you go prone and just crawled all the way to objective, hugging the sidewall here, you might be able to get to objective like a sneaky snake, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we are closer. We're like right left of them.
Yeah, I think we should bomb it. You guys down? You guys down? You guys down?
Looks, here we go. Here's the patented Peacekeepers strategizing. Gonna keep everything loose. Gonna keep everything on the unknown. The pre-fire already going off. Viper able to take the spot down here. You can't shoot through this glass though, so hiding behind the elevator itself gonna be very strong here, as they're not gonna be aware necessarily of his position there. They're already up and close to objective. Viper opting to go for a flank here. Unfortunate for him, he was not actually on the backside. Fume is already in the building. Okay, a lot of people died in those 2 seconds, but the frag, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's what I do with frags. Nardu will be able to get revived though. 2 of Peacekeepers downed. Frag comes out from Virus, which should actually... Oh, it wasn't cooked though. 35 and Virus so close to each other, as well as Viper not able to see each other. The smoke was present. Those smoke worked so well for Virus. Now coming around the corner, pre-firing the kind of the chair spot. Peacekeepers getting the cap. Wow. Now Peacekeepers up 2 points. I'm sorry, but I want to see this again. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Did you see that, Frank? It fell. It fell. Let's go look at it really quick. How did it fall? Oh yeah. So okay. So that's what's kind of interesting. So these have a mesh collider, and so a mesh collider means that usually 1 for 1, the hitbox is going to be the exact same. So because these are such thin grates, grenades can actually fall through the grates, which is what happened here, and why Nardu is probably very, very confused at what just happened to him. but they fell through this little hole right here. Like, it just teetered on the edge and fell down right on top of his head because it didn't make it into the solid doorway. I'm sorry, that was funny. But the kind of aggressive play, while it didn't look too hot at first, it actually came out for a cap for Peacekeepers. They were able to push in Virus, clutching it just right here on this doorway, able to take out 2, possibly 3 people defending it by using the smokes. I think Bossfight felt like they were completely safe in pushing through it and getting back on the objective. But Virus held his ground inside the smoke, able to cover that, which was critical as he took out those 2 players and allowed that cap to begin. So really good play from Peacekeepers. Sometimes that hard aggression can be extremely powerful. Let's see how Bossfight chooses to attack this objective. We have seen in previous rounds or previous casts how powerful Bossfight is on this objective for the attack. It is the hangar objective northeast on the map here, as you can see. Very defensive kind of objective where most teams opt to stick very close on the point and just defend inside the room, but Peacekeepers isn't doing that. They're really kind of branching out. They're exploring. They're trying to catch people moving in, and I think Fume is in a great spot up here in the northwest, as he's in a great position to catch anybody opting to go upstairs from or even get a flank on from the observatory. Soda upstairs as well, just checking the concourse, and he might catch 35. Nope, I'm gonna do that. UC Death able to catch Soda upstairs, peeking out just a little too far here. 35 coming in, but Fume actually prone under here. If anyone comes across this line, that's going to be very hard for 35 to find. Oh, 35 though, getting aggressive, checking the spot, but not quite going enough. Fume is almost going to have to defend by himself from prone, but 35 able to, even after being exposed there, able to get upstairs, and if Fume doesn't look up, he's not going to be able to catch 35. The opportunity is running away from him, and 35 makes it out alive, but I think he saw him in the end there. Who's going down this leg? Legel? Yeah. Okay, Legel just about to come into contact with Virus over here on the east side. 35 able to catch Quick out on the upstairs, and now the push is happening. Radar Head and Legel, we're pushing, or 35, we're pushing in here. Trade happens right here. A lot of blood on the upper stories of this objective here. Fume pulling it back, missed him coming in, was able to get the 2 kills in the end, really solidifying that upper push for their team there. But it looks like it's not over, as Viper is close by as well. But he's downstairs. He does have a couple options to attack this objective from, but without that upper coverage, it's going to be tough for him to continue this push. Legel and UC Death are close, are going to be able to support him, and they have 3 minutes and 25 seconds in order to kind of set up an attacking line, get into position, and attack all together. I'm really excited. Hopefully we get to see a strong explosive push from these from Bossfight, as we've seen before. They're usually quite the master at pushing in and attacking together on cue, so we're going to see how that plays out here. If you see this room right here, very, very tough to attack. So many angles that the defenders could be hiding in. We can see Legel having to check all his corners here, be very, very cognizant of any kind of sneaky defensive play, but he won't be catching anybody, as I think it was Nardu rotated off from there, or I think maybe it was Virus rotating off when the upper story was exposed. You see Death unaware of just this laser boring down on him. Viper and Virus also very close to seeing each other. but just not quite able to catch him. Viper and Virus get into contact, but I think Viper's gun wasn't loaded. I saw him try to move his gun. UC Death caught out by Nardu. Coming through this doorway here. Strong cover for Nardu to take. Now it's just up to Legel, and I think I heard Legel's shot, so they should be aware of his position. Gonna be tough. Minute 45, so a rotation for that res would be difficult. The time would be very low. Looks like Legel's opting to use the advantage that he has created for himself. Come through this doorway, maybe catch out Nardu. The res is now not available as Nardu got that confirm. One quick bullet to the noggin, and that was all it took for that. Now Legel coming around this corner, knowing exactly where he was, had his gun trained on target, able to take out Nardu. Virus now, last defender. Oh, nice flash. Able to get Virus, opening up an opportunity for that cap. Another counter flash comes out. Virus now back on point. Legel, though, with the clutch. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. So by using that flash right up where Virus was, he was able to open it up from that weak angle that he had on someone above into his side, and he was able to push in, get into cover, and wait for Virus to have to check the objective. That is so good. Let's watch that again. That flash comes out. Virus forced to pull back. You can kind of see he's flashed right now. He throws the flash in to try and counter Legel, but he's not going for the objective. He's going for the confirm, more secure kill, which is going to give Bossfight that point, bringing this up to a 1-1. Either side could win this map. And they're on the defense now. They're ready to defend this objective instead of risking it all for a cap. Sometimes you're going to have to make those calls where, yeah, you could have tried for a cap. Yeah, you might have actually got it. But he could have easily just been shot by Virus, and then the whole match would be over. Now they have 5 players, more importantly, they're 5 defenders against Peacekeepers attack, which should give Bossfight the upper hand on this next engagement. We're going to see. You never know, especially with Peacekeepers. Crazy attackers over there. I think definitely their strength as a team is their ability to attack in different unexpected ways and just work really well together in order to bring the herd onto those really structured defenses. They just kind of shake it up, pick the meta up, and we've seen that last season as well as during this tournament. Some last minute adjustments coming in here. Okay. Let's get this going. I think it's round 4. I think. I'm not willing to do the math in my head right now. Legel, though, looks like he's going to come in contact with the opposition at any point. Now, Radar getting very, very aggressive, running into the entire defensive line here. Taken out immediately. Viper takes out Fume as well. Legel, though, knowing that they're close, decides to pull back. Kind of similar defense to Peacekeepers, but now he's going to... Ooh, the C4! The C4! Oh man. Oh man, now he gets that confirmed. The callouts did come out from Soda, but C4 and these tight corridors can be very deadly. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that so far in Orbital, but there we go. That's the power of utility, folks. And C4 is no slouch. Probably the biggest killer after frag grenades. Even when you take into account like a kill that basically happened because you had a flash. C4 is just so powerful. You can use it for area denial. You can use it to make sure, because you hear them disabling it most of the time. You can kill people, you can throw it. It's extremely powerful. So now we see Quick, last member up, having to face a 4-man defense from Bossfight. They've already spotted Quick out there. He does survive that engagement, but he's a lot to deal with. He's now going to try and bait him out here, come in prone, maybe get a pick here where they don't expect. And he's, in fact, if you notice here, his head, when he's kind of looking up, he's like looking up while prone. That is really hard, let me tell you, because your headset sags off your face. Ooh, Viper able to catch quick out. It's that silence AKS or AK-12. Bossfight takes map number 3. He must have had the score was wrong, or fat fingered it. There we go. There we go. So, what a series! Last week of the custom map tournament was Bossfight versus Peacekeepers. I almost said Boss Keepers. They could, have like a mix, and instead of trying to kill the boss or be the boss, they could keep the boss. Anyway. I didn't have enough lame jokes during this cast, so I had to throw something in there. I know it was weak. I'm sorry, guys. Either way, wonderful round. Both sides. We had a very aggressive attack from Peacekeepers onto the objective. Bossfight was able to match it, though, able to pull that, hold them back. That C4 in the kind of eastern side there, the decorative room, as I call it. I don't know why, but that's what it is. Very, very powerful on that bend. Able to take out 2 players there and freeing up the defense to focus on the different angles, like the observatory push, the cargo room push. So just all in all, very well executed defense from Bossfight. These kind of longer range maps, even interior kind of ones like this one that I think they play really well on. Was a really close fight as well on Oasis. It could have gone either way. Really freaking clutch cap from them as well, which totally evened up the score. I love that. We saw some really beautiful caps, in fact. I just remember back in my fight with them just how strong Bossfight are on coordinating those caps in those really tense moments, and you don't realize, like, it looks like it's completely open, but someone might shoot the last guy, they might expose you, they might not give you the supporting fire, specifically risking their heads in order to create that confusion in that opening for the capper, and that's something that Bossfight are a master at. But Peacekeepers, though, I think we all know is a very strong team. Really came on their own in Season 10 and really crushed it. Very strong attacks, really unorthodox tactics, and it's just kind of crazy to see a team opt to do their own style and then come in and crush it. So that's really good for Peacekeepers. I love to see that kind of meta shakeup that I'd argue they kind of pioneered the 4 to 5 man push. I mean, it was a niche tactic that was used before, but they really made it come in its own back in Season 10, and so I'm really excited to see if it'll continue happening in Season 11 or not. We definitely saw that happen several times in this map and other maps in the custom map tournament. But let's see. Anyways, this has been Bossfight versus Peacekeepers, brought to you by me, Minorkid. I'd like to thank the VR Master League for providing this format for the teams, our moderators, sponsors, you guys, our viewers, and I just want to give a shout out as well to James Boak, and actually Noman as well. James spent a lot of time, he spent a lot of effort putting together this kind of unique format with the custom maps. He also ran it. He did all like the manual crunch work of getting the maps assigned, doing the voting, tallying that stuff up. He spent a lot of time, guys. So please give him a thanks as well if you're watching this. He did a lot to give us something to do in between the Season 10 and Season 11. So without him and the other moderators, we probably wouldn't have anything to play right now except pubs. So please give him your thanks. The mod team does a lot behind the scenes, and this kind of deck with all the custom maps and stuff, this wasn't really easy to put in at all. So with Noman putting that effort in and supporting this on short notice, and especially with into the pain of getting all the map pictures. He did a ton too, so send him your thanks as well. Anyways, this has been a great cast here, being able to catch this. I don't know what we're gonna see. Hopefully we see maybe one more cast this weekend or something like that. You never know, so if that does happen, please do tune in. It's been a great afternoon here, guys. Have a wonderful one. See you guys next time.